You are surrounded by noise every day. Voices, obligations, screens, opinions, and the endless hum of your own thoughts. It feels like the loudest signals should carry the most weight. You chase them, react to them, try to organize your life around them. Yet what you don't realize is that the universe is not responding to the noise you amplify. It is answering the whispers you barely register, the quiet pull in your chest, the fleeting intuition you dismiss as nothing, the subtle nudge that disappears the moment you try to analyze it. These whispers are not small. They are the blueprint of the reality unfolding around you. Most people fail to notice them not because they are hidden, but because they are too subtle for a mind addicted to volume. You believe manifestation happens when you say enough affirmations, repeat enough scripts, or push energy hard enough into the field. Yet manifestation is far more sensitive. The universe listens to what is beneath your words, beneath your effort. It listens to the hum of your vibration, the undertone of your being. And the paradox is this: the more you try to shout, the more you drown out the very signal that would bring your reality into alignment. Imagine holding a guitar near a piano. You don't need to touch the strings of the guitar for sound to emerge. Strike the right key on the piano, and the corresponding string on the guitar begins to vibrate on its own. This is resonance. Energy moves where harmony exists. Now see your life in the same way the universe doesn't respond to your shouting. It responds to the resonance you create with whispers beneath your conscious control. Those whispers are the strings already tuned to your hidden frequency. Think of every thought you've had today. Most were surface level: what to eat, what to finish, what to worry about. They carry little magnetic charge. Yet underneath there is a quieter stream, one you may not admit to yourself. Maybe it's a subtle fear of never being enough. Maybe it's a hidden longing to feel loved, free, or safe. Maybe it's a quiet ache for expansion you don't dare voice. These are whispers, and they are the actual instructions delivered to the quantum field. The energy doesn't care about the declarations you speak out loud. It cares about the deeper frequency you hold when nobody is looking. This is why manifestation often feels inconsistent. You tell yourself you're ready for abundance, but the whisper of scarcity hums beneath your breath. You declare love, while the whisper of unworthiness vibrates silently in the background. You force positivity while your nervous system whispers fear. The universe is not judging you, it is simply resonating with the frequency you're actually tuned to. In the quantum field, nothing is hidden. Every whisper is heard. Here is the uncomfortable truth: you can't manipulate whispers with force. They reveal what you truly believe, what you actually embody. They are like shadows ignored by the conscious eye, but undeniable to the light. If you want to shift reality, you must learn to notice them. This is where quantum manifestation begins, not with louder affirmations, not with harder rituals, but with an attunement to the frequencies that already hum beneath your surface. Pause for a moment. Imagine yourself standing still, not trying to change anything, just listening. At first you hear obvious sounds, the hum of your environment, your own breath, the echo of thoughts. Then something subtler emerges, a tiny sensation in your body, a faint impulse of desire, a small thread of unease or excitement. That is where the whispers live. They do not demand attention. They wait for it. They are not forceful. They are delicate threads woven into the quantum fabric of your reality. Now imagine that each of those whispers carries an electrical charge. Some hum scarcity, others hum expansion. Some hum fear, others hum freedom. The field takes those signals, magnifies them, and returns them to you in form. This is why you often feel like life mirrors your unconscious more than your conscious intent. It isn't coincidence. It is precision. It is resonance. It is the way energy works. You can begin to notice this in your own story. Think of a time you attracted something seemingly random, a chance encounter, an unexpected opportunity, even a sudden problem. Trace it back, and you may find it wasn't random at all. Somewhere deep down, a whisper aligned with that outcome long before your conscious mind realized it. That is the truth you can no longer ignore. The whispers you overlook are the ones that shape everything. If this unnerves you, let it. If it excites you, lean into it. For this is the beginning of true mastery. You are not at the mercy of whispers. You are the one generating them. And if you can learn to listen, to adjust, to bring the unconscious into coherence, you will discover that manifestation doesn't require force. It requires sensitivity. It requires awareness. It requires you to stop searching for answers in the noise and start listening to the whispers you don't even notice. You begin to see that whispers are not only faint desires or hidden fears. They are subtle signatures encoded in your frequency. Every human being carries a vibrational field. Within that field lies information the universe reads fluently. You don't need to announce your deepest truths for them to be known. They are already written in your resonance. The question is not whether the universe hears you, it is whether you hear yourself. Vibrations are not abstract. They are as real as the hum of a tuning fork. Each cell in your body pulses, oscillates, radiates signals. Some signals rise from conscious choices, yet the majority flow from layers you rarely examine. Memories, subconscious, beliefs, ancestral patterns, even collective energy absorbed unconsciously. Imagine a radio tower broadcasting on multiple frequencies. Your words may travel on one channel, while your subconscious hums on another. Which does the field respond to? Always the dominant vibration, the one carrying stronger coherence. This explains why intentions often dissolve despite clarity. The intention is real, yet the underlying frequency contradicts it. Like planting seeds in soil still vibrating with toxins, the soil dictates the harvest. The universe does not withhold, it mirrors. Here, quantum physics meets ancient wisdom. At the subatomic level, particles exist in probability until observed. Observation not only reveals reality, it influences it. In the same way, your awareness acts as an observation device. Wherever you direct consciousness, probabilities collapse into form. Yet collapse arises not from thought alone, but from the energy infused within thought. A whisper of fear collapses into one form, a whisper of trust into another. Alchemists spoke of turning lead into gold, though metals were symbols. Lead represented unconscious whispers, fear, scarcity, ego. Gold represented transmutation, where frequency aligned with divine coherence. Their work confirmed what modern physics echoes: matter follows, energy follows consciousness. To shift form, refine vibration. So what does this mean for you? Stop measuring progress by how loudly you affirm, how long you visualize, how hard you strive. Instead, begin tuning awareness to whispers that surface without effort. What are they saying about you, about life, about possibility? Some whispers echo through generations. Others arise from personal stories repeated until hardened. All are living energy. Energy can be transmuted. Perhaps each time you imagine abundance, tension arises in your chest. That tension is not random. It is a whisper of doubt coded in your body. Forcing over it only strengthens it. Pause instead. Breathe into it. Observe without judgment. Awareness itself is alchemy. In holding presence without resistance, the frequency begins to dissolve. Like fog thinning in sunlight, the whisper loses charge when exposed to conscious light. Learn also to feel vibrations directly, not through thought but through sensation. Sit in stillness, scan your body. Some areas feel heavy, others expansive. Each sensation carries a vibrational clue, a signature revealing whispers you rarely hear. With practice, sensitivity sharpens. You stop identifying with every thought. You begin noticing energy beneath thought. Manifestation reveals itself not as mental work, but as vibrational alignment. From here, your relationship with creation shifts. You no longer chase outcomes or force reality into compliance. You calibrate. As musicians tune strings before performance, you tune frequency before acting. Aligned actions feel effortless, almost magnetic. Opportunities arrive with ease, conversations unfold. With uncanny timing, synchronicities multiply. To others, it seems like luck. To you, it is coherence. Coherence does not arise from noise. It grows from stillness. Quiet the surface whispers rise clearly, listen then adjust. Adjust then resonate. Resonance calls reality into harmony. A new practice emerges, listening without force. Daily you tune into the subtleties once ignored. You ask, what frequency am I broadcasting now? What whisper hums beneath the surface? Does it align with the reality I seek? If not, how can I breathe into it, soften it, release it? Every alchemist knew transformation begins with the hidden. Whispers are not obstacles, they are invitations. Each one, painful or beautiful, carries energy asking for recognition. Once recognized, it shifts. Once shifted, your entire field realigns. You become the bridge, the invisible to the visible, quantum physics to spiritual awakening, unconscious, whispers to conscious creation. Stillness has always been misunderstood. People think it means inactivity, silence, withdrawal from the world. Yet true stillness is not emptiness, it is attunement. It is the state where noise no longer drowns the signal. You step beyond the constant chatter of mind, the push of desire, the pull of fear, and you enter the field where whispers reveal themselves clearly. This is the alchemy of listening. You have felt fragments of it before, moments where time slows, senses sharpen, presence deepens, perhaps while watching a sunset dissolve into fire across the horizon. Perhaps while holding the hand of someone you love, as words fall away, leaving only connection. In such moments you glimpse the field's language. No force, no argument, no effort, just resonance. The ancients understood stillness as sacred fire. It was not absence but transformation. Fire refines gold by burning impurities, leaving the essence untarnished. Stillness refines frequency by burning through noise, leaving only clarity. When you practice listening, you are not withdrawing from life, you are stepping into the raw current beneath it. Quantum physics offers a mirror. Particles remain undefined until observed. Yet observation only reveals what already hums beneath the surface. Stillness functions in the same way. It allows you to observe whispers that shape reality before they harden into form. You begin to notice the tension in your chest that tightens whenever you imagine expansion. You notice the faint contraction in your stomach when abundance arises in thought. These are whispers. They reveal beliefs lodged in the subconscious, beliefs shaping energy before words leave your mouth. Without stillness, they remain hidden, running silently yet powerfully. Listening is not passive. It is alchemical. To truly listen means to give energy space to speak. Every whisper is asking for acknowledgement. Some ask to be dissolved, others ask to be amplified. Your role is not to silence them, but to recognize their frequency, then decide which will guide your field. Consider the ego's voice. It thrives on volume. It demands, pushes, insists. The whisper of essence is different, quiet, patient, consistent. Ego shouts because it doubts. Essence whispers because it trusts. Learning to listen means training yourself to lean into the softer voice, the one most people ignore. That is the voice the universe amplifies. Imagine entering a vast hall filled with instruments. Drums thunder, horns blare, cymbals crash. Yet somewhere in the distance a single violin plays a haunting melody. Most rush to the louder sounds. You choose stillness. You lean in. You notice the violin. Slowly the entire hall rearranges around that melody, as if it had been guiding the orchestra all along. That is how whispers work. They may seem fragile, yet they contain the thread of coherence. When you align with whispers through stillness, resistance fades. You stop forcing. Manifestation ceases to be about controlling outcomes. It becomes about attuning to frequencies already aligned with your truth. You stop building walls to block what you fear and start opening channels for what you desire. Stillness also carries healing. Many carry whispers soaked in pain. Old stories replay in silence, unworthiness, scarcity, betrayal. These whispers color perception, shaping the reality you unconsciously create. To sit in stillness is to bring them into light without judgment. You witness them, breathe with them, allow them to soften. In this space, energy transforms. Pain dissolves not by denial, but by presence. Over time, you develop sensitivity so refined that whispers no longer hide. You feel when your frequency shifts out of alignment. You notice when your body contracts in fear. You sense when a thought carries resonance or dissonance. Each moment becomes an opportunity for microalchemy. Adjust here, release there, breathe deeper, listen closer. Small shifts compound. The field responds. Life reorganizes. Stillness is not escape, it is power. It prepares you to step back into the world carrying coherence. When you act from this space, action flows differently. You do not push against currents, you move with them. Conversations feel guided. Encounters feel orchestrated. Synchronicities multiply. What once felt random now feels inevitable. Listening with this depth transforms your relationship with creation. You realize manifestation is not about generating outcomes, but aligning with whispers that already exist within the field. They are seeds waiting for recognition, ready to unfold the moment you meet them in trust. The alchemist's work was never about force. It was about noticing, refining, transmuting. Your work is the same. So breathe into stillness. Notice the whispers you have ignored. Let the ego's noise fade into the background while essence rises. Do this daily, not as ritual, but as a way of living. The more you listen, the more life reveals its hidden symmetry. You realize the universe was never silent. It has been whispering all along, waiting for you to hear. Illusion has a way of wrapping itself around you so tightly that you forget it's even there. It whispers that you are small, that you must earn worthiness, that reality is fixed stone instead of shifting energy. Illusion convinces you that control lies outside, money, recognition, approval, security. Yet illusion is smoke. It looks solid until you reach through and watch your hand pass cleanly. Ego thrives on that smoke. It spins stories that keep you bound, stories of comparison, fear, identity. It tells you that you are your achievements, your failures, your body, your past. It craves validation from outside because it does not trust the power inside. Ego will always scream louder than essence because essence doesn't need to prove itself. Breaking illusion is not about fighting ego. Resistance strengthens it. Breaking illusion is about seeing it clearly, then choosing differently. Like stepping backstage during a play, you suddenly notice the props, the wires, the actors moving on cue. You realize the drama was convincing, yet none of it was the whole truth. Quantum physics reflects this unveiling. Matter looks solid until examined. At its core, what appears fixed is fluid pulsing with probability. Ego clings to solidity because uncertainty terrifies it. Yet liberation lives in that uncertainty. In the quantum field, every identity, every story, every possibility coexists. You are not bound to one. You can dissolve illusion and step into freedom at any moment. To transcend ego means to recognize it as a tool, not a master. Ego creates separation so you can navigate the physical world. It helps you say I, and you draw lines, set boundaries. Yet when ego takes the throne, it distorts. It tells you the map is the territory. Transcendence does not mean destroying ego. It means reclaiming your seat as essence, allowing ego to serve instead of rule. Imagine a mirror fogged with steam. Ego insists the fog is the face. Stillness clears condensation until reflection shines through. That reflection is essence unmoved, unshaken, infinite. It does not chase. It radiates. From that clarity, manifestation flows without force. Alchemy lives here. Ancient alchemists sought to turn base metal into gold. Yet the deeper aim was internal, transform dense illusion into luminous essence. They worked with symbols, fire elements, not to change the world outside first, but to ignite the one within. You continue that work each time you dissolve ego's smoke and reveal the light beneath. Reclaiming essence shifts how you interact with reality. Instead of reacting to triggers, you witness them. Instead of defending illusions, you release them. Instead of chasing validation, you embody worthiness. The universe responds not to your ego's noise, but to your essence's frequency. When you live from essence, you notice the field reshaping. People mirror your clarity. Opportunities emerge aligned with your truth. Coincidences thread themselves into coherence. This is why whispers matter. Ego thrives on volume. It demands recognition. Essence speaks in subtler tones. When you stop letting ego dominate, you notice whispers with ease. They become guideposts leading you back to coherence again and again. Reclaiming essence is not a single act. It is practice. Each time you catch ego's story and choose presence instead, you reclaim. Each time you release the urge to prove and rest in quiet strength, you reclaim. Each time you pause before reacting and choose response aligned with truth, you reclaim. Small acts dissolve illusion layer by layer until essence shines unobstructed. Breaking illusion, transcending ego, reclaiming essence. This is the cycle that returns you to power. You were never powerless. You were distracted. You believed the smoke instead of seeing through it. Now you see. That sight is liberation. Stand in that truth long enough, and the field shifts. Manifestation becomes effortless, not because you control more, but because you resist less. You live from essence, not illusion. You radiate instead of grasp. That is how the universe amplifies your frequency. It reflects what you embody, not what you chase. The universe does not answer to force. It answers to alignment. It listens not to the voice you raise, but to the current you carry. The whispers you once overlooked are not background noise. They are instructions written in frequency. When you quiet ego, the field speaks back in echoes, gentle, precise, undeniable. Co-creation is not about making the field bend to your will. It is about synchronizing with what already vibrates in resonance with your essence. Every thought is a seed, yet seeds only bloom when placed in fertile ground. Forcing reality is like planting in stone. Listening for whispers is like planting in rich soil, then trusting growth will come in its season. You already live inside a network of entanglement. Quantum science shows particles remain connected even when separated by vast distance. Energy exchanges beyond sight, beyond explanation. The same principle threads through your life. The intentions you release ripple through this web, touching opportunities, people, circumstances. What returns to you carries the imprint of your energy. When you emit coherence, coherence returns. When you project scarcity, scarcity echoes back. The whispers guide you toward coherence if you dare to listen. Co-creation requires surrender. Not collapse, not passivity, but active allowing. You hold vision without clutching. You feel possibility without strangling it. You walk as though the outcome already breathes beneath your feet. That walk shifts your frequency, and the field reorganizes itself around your stride. The silence between your thoughts is not empty. It is charged with potential. Ancient alchemists knew that true transformation required the vessel to stand still, to let fire work its way through matter. In the same way, your vessel, the body, the mind must rest in quiet openness for essence to alchemize reality. Stillness is not absence. It is power condensed, waiting to be released. When you enter that silence, whispers become clear. A sudden nudge to call someone. A fleeting idea that refuses to leave. A sense of turning left instead of right. These are not accidents. They are coordinates from the field. Ego dismisses them. Essence trusts them. Every time you honor one whisper, you reinforce the bridge between you and the quantum field. That bridge becomes stronger, clearer, until you navigate by it with ease. To co-create with the silent field is to stop asking, "How will this happen?" and start embodying. It is already unfolding. You become a participant in the infinite dance instead of an outsider trying to push the rhythm. The universe rewards resonance, not desperation. It responds to authenticity, not performance. Here lies the culmination. Manifestation begins not in doing, but in being. You don't chase outcomes. You embody alignment. You don't wait for proof. You radiate trust. You don't demand answers. You receive whispers. Reality is a mirror. What reflects back is not your effort, but your essence. So carry this into practice. Begin each day with stillness. Feel your breath as a tuning fork aligning your body to presence. Notice subtle impulses that arise in quiet moments. Write them down. Act on one each day, no matter how small. End your evening by asking, what whispers did I notice today? What guidance did I follow? This checklist turns awareness into habit, habit into embodiment. You are not powerless in a random universe. You are a co-creator in a responsive field. The whispers you once ignored are keys to transformation. Trust them, and the unseen becomes visible. I want to leave you with this invitation. In the comments, share one word that captures the frequency you choose to embody from this moment forward. Perhaps it is trust, perhaps surrender, perhaps radiance. Let that word serve as your declaration, a seed planted in both the field and yourself. If this message stirred something within you, if it helped you remember your own resonance, I invite you to subscribe, not as a transaction, but as a movement. Each time you join in, you weave your energy into a community of minds and hearts, shifting reality together. Thank you for bringing your presence, your listening, your essence here. You are not just a viewer, you are an architect of the unseen. Keep tuning, keep aligning, keep trusting the whispers. Because the universe is not waiting for the noise of your effort. It is already responding to the silence of your being.